So the big question is this: what is life like on tour when you're playing professional golf? Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's tough. That's the question, and this is the podcast that's going to give you the answer. Welcome to Tales of the Tour on Stock Shot Secrets. All right, roomies. I'm going to stick with roomies.
I like roomies.
Yep. So welcome back to another episode of Stock Shot Secrets, right? We are back with our series called Tour Life, right? Where my beautiful, beloved wife, Lesley, is joining us as we reminisce about all of the stories of what it is like to be, at this time in the journey of where we are, an aspiring PGA Tour player, right? And the journey of a newlywed couple.
Tag-along wife.
What?
I said, and your tag-along wife.
Let's
become your caddy.
Right. My chef now caddy.
Yeah.
So we're kind of going through the story. We left the last story. Where were we last time? We were swimming around Lake Norman, right? So now as we continue to go through, which is almost like a mental psychology lesson where we're going now, is I go and do my first Monday qualifier at the Nationwide Tour event in Miami called the Mississippi Open. And what's interesting, and I think this would probably be a good time if we could chime in, Sean for this thing, because Sean Fee, my gremlin, because what ends up happening is in college, like, not bragging, but like I had a really good college career, and I'm, in the Hall of Fame at Seton Hall, and there's something to be said about walking onto a golf course and going like I'm the man, right? Which is what kind of happens in this nationwide event, because I go down, I play in the qualifier, and I win the qualifier. And I'm like, this is easy. Like, we're going to be millionaires tomorrow. Yeah, cash money.
I can hear Ren saying that.
Right, cash money. So I go to the thing, but then we go to the tournament, and I'm like, wow, I suck. Because the course was so long. I mean, it was so long. I remember, like, what it reminded me of is I remember being a junior golfer and being 13. My dad tells the story all the time, or 12. And I played the Ohio Juniors, and it was at Green Country Club. And we played from, like, 7,000 yards. I hit a driver at that time, like, 200 yards. So I went driver 3-wood, and he talks about, he actually has a picture of the golf bags. I'm so short, which I haven't grown much, but I'm so short that the bag is dragging on the ground while I'm walking, but I had to go driver 3-wood into every hole when I'm playing at the age of 12, and that is literally what I'm doing in this Mississippi event. Like, it's driver hybrid, and I'm like, because it's like 7,500 yards at sea level, the ball's going nowhere, and I'm
playing with your mind.
Oh, I'm just like, this is impossible, and it's super deflating. I mean, I'm like close to last. It was bad. So I just need to come home and get a hug.
No money.
Right, with no money. So the no money thing continues. But then after I leave this Nationwide Tour event, which I did get I remember getting in, and I go, the one thing I am going to go, as I went to the Titleist trailer, and they go, well, how can we help you? And I go, I would like a new
visors.
Yeah, visors. I wore so many visors. You guys can see this, which is great because there's all these pictures. Like, we can show these pictures, and maybe they'll be on the videos if you guys are watching on video on YouTube or Spotify or whatever where you're listening to this. But I go in and get a Circle T Scotty Cameron, which you probably don't even know about Circle T's. Circle T's would be like, what would be a good analogy? They would be like the Weller 12 year that we just got yesterday. Right. We just won like the lottery.
We had a bourbon run last night.
We won the Ohio lottery last night in bourbon, which was really cool. But it's like a $1,500 putter that you get when you're at the tour. Like, you can just go in the trailer and be like, yeah.
And they give it to you?
Oh yeah, I'll take 3 of those. Right. So I get the Circle T, which I'm super jived out. Still using it, by the way. Okay. It's in my bag.
I was wondering if we still have it.
It looks like it's been chewed by a dog, because I don't have a head cover.
You probably have chewed on it. Kyle has a very bad habit of chewing. A lot of your putter covers or your putter grips have like nubs missing out.
So excited.
Just gotta chew on something.
Chewing on tees and pencils. I never got through pencils in class.
Yeah.
Were you a front classroom sitter or
I was the back? I was not. I didn't want the teacher calling on me. I was always a nervous wreck. I'd be like, I don't want attention. Like, I'll sit in the back.
Yeah. I think I was
like
probably
a row.
I think I was a row tour.
No, I was overachiever. Always. Still.
Okay, so now we go to probably one of the first times that we go to the greatest event on
this
developmental.
This is like the Masters of the Hooters Tour.
Hooters. Right, the Masters of the Hooters Tour in McCormick, not McCormick Ranch. McCormick Ranch is in Scottsdale, but it's called McCormick.
McCormick, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And it's like this little retirement golf club village, and it's just a bunch of retirees who are playing golf all day and drinking all night, and who knows what else they're doing.
And when you go to these, this is actually the start of when we figure this out. It's like we got a secret, which was you can go to these tournaments and you can stay at people's houses. So now
host fams.
We get out of the Motel 6 La Quinta Inns. And
we're staying at host families.
We start calling the courses to say, hey, like, do you have any host families that we can stay in? Because you get that at McCormick.
But McCormick, everyone goes back. I mean, they treat you, when you're at it with a host family, like...
it's amazing.
We're the typical age, they're retired, but we're not young enough to be their grandchildren. We're not old enough to be their children. So we're somewhere in the middle. So we're old enough to like
weird.
hang and drink.
If you think about it, it's like you're showing up to this guy's...
Oh my gosh.
When looking back now, it's like you're showing up to this dude's house and you're like...
nice to meet you.
By the way, I'm gonna
shack up with you.
in your bed.
And they feed you, and they are the nicest people on this earth. And they're just like here to just... serve you all week, and you feel. I mean, we bring in our own groceries too, but you feel. Well,
it's like
we learned.
We did. Like it's a nice gesture, but
you go back to the same house every single year. So McCormick, the first family we stayed in McCormick, the first year, we never really kept in touch with them. We got to know another family that some of your buddies were staying at. They hosted all of us to come and hang out.
They're doing it, and there's fishing tournaments and like parties every night. And so fun.
They treat us so good. And we're like the only husband and wife we actually are the only husband and wife out there. I mean, there were girlfriends that probably came out now and then, but we had...
But what's so hard about McCormick is that you're spending... Well, now we've eliminated the $700 hotel fee, but you still got your $13.
And it's so fun to stay with these families as a husband and wife because they're like sweet. Like it's not just a golfer who's going to sit down in his bedroom the whole time.
Yeah, it's like a double date for a week.
Yeah. And they feed you and...
And usually if you're going to go to a host family, like they're not super introverted. Like you're not going to host people if you're not.
Open up your home to some stranger. You have to have some personality.
Right. Hey guys, I hope you are enjoying this episode of the Stock Shot Secrets podcast. If you are enjoying it, be sure to like this episode. Be sure to subscribe so you can always see when they're coming out. And most importantly, if you would be so kind to be able to share this podcast with other passionate golfers who are trying to get better and build stock shots because it grows through you sharing it. Thank you so much for tuning in. And now back to Stock Shot Secrets.
All of ours had some of them had some very interesting, which we'll talk about.
Yes, that is probably the essence of what this tour life is going to start to come into is the stories of these host families because
some of them we hold near and dear to our heart. Grant and Anna Winstead, or who is a family that we stay with the second year.
From parents chirping in the middle of the night to Nittifers.
And Grant and Anna who just loved us and we loved them.
But the hardest part about McCormick, when I look and reflect back on McCormick, was the time of year was brutal. And I never had allergies growing up. But for whatever reason, when I went
south you did.
When I went to McCormick, I would walk I'd walk into McCormick and I mean, I am not exaggerating, you can validate. I would sneeze at least 300 times a day.
Yeah.
And there was not enough pills.
Kleenexes or anything to
pills are good.
Yeah,
right?
to keep you
There's no
clear.
pills to make it to where I could not stop sneezing. So, I mean, you're sitting there, you're spending so much money. I mean, it's $1,300, and we traveled, and my wife is here, and there's people watching, and I'm sneezing, like, literally over the ball while snot is falling out of my nose onto the ball, which at least I know my eye position was right.
Oh, gross.
So my fundamentals were good.
Thanks to your snot.
Right.
But we would have, I mean, there were people who actually came out and watched this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, McCormick was definitely the biggest tournament of the Hooters Tour every year. And everyone looked forward to it because you got to stay with your same families and catch up. And it was a blast.
Go on the pontoon boats,
Oh my gosh. So much fun.
Yeah. So.
And the Hooters Tour girls were there. So we'd roll into town after you did your Monday qualifier, wherever.
Was this the year was this the year that one... That there was, and they were the Hooters Tour girls were so.
This was the year when someone slipped something in your pocket. Is that what you're talking about? Okay,
and you were in the cart.
I was in the cart.
By the way, I did not say anything. She was right there with me.
So
I was being well behaved.
So we had a pro-am every Wednesday, and the top players played in the pro-am. Well, I would come along, and I mean, you didn't play in the pro-am every single week. you were really good at golf, but you were a head case man. So like whoever finished like top, maybe 10 from the previous week was in the Pro-Am for the next week. So one year we're at McCormick, he's in the Pro-Am and I'm in the cart. And you guys get a picture with the Hooters girls. Fine, don't care. Someone slipped their number in your pocket and you get back in the cart because you're like taking like your pencil out of your pocket or like your tees or your ball. And it's like, hey, Kyle, call me. And I'm like, how does this,
what the hell?
You know what? How? Know my husband's name. I mean, she saw me sitting in the cart. So she's like, let's ruffle some feathers. Yeah. But I was just like, well, he sleeps in my bed.
Though, they were always
oh my gosh, they were always nice and sweet. Never an issue. But I just, that's a... So we're at
McCormick, and now it's kind of that's in the spring because I'm sneezing 600 million times, and this is kind of a good thing. Or kind of a good light. We get done with McCormick, and then we go, okay, time to go home. So then you drive to Arizona, South Carolina to Arizona. I mean, I don't know if you guys have driven across country. It's far. We once did it in 2 days. Do you remember that? That was miserable. We did actually towards the end.
It's actually a 23-hour drive. I think it's 1,891 miles.
I think it's 94, but yes.
Somewhere around there. We did it enough. I would memorize that. But that was a haul. And our car is packed. I can't forget how packed our car was.
It stank. Probably.
Well, because the the cider
apple cider that exploded.
We went apple picking one year and I left a quart of apple cider, and then it became like a hot. The week was really
hot though.
It was just hot enough that the cider fermented and exploded in his car. So every time of year, around that time, it was just the humidity that was just right. The car smelled like sour apples.
Hot box cider.
Oh, it was, and there were still splatters on the ceiling of all the hot cider. So just the right time of year, the car had that fermented apple cider smell, which. I wonder if the car still smells like that.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be amazing. I'd get that aviator back if I could find it.
That was a good car.
So then we drive all the way across the West Coast to Newport. We go back to Arizona.
Unpack the car. This is 4th of July.
Yep, and this time we've made a couple buddies. One of my good buddies, Ed McGlasson, right?
Great guy.
Great and Ed says, "Hey, you should come hang out in California in in Newport Beach."
Because you had a qualifier, a U.S. Open qualifier.
Yes. Palm Springs.
Palm Springs, like the week after. So this is 4th of July.
Yeah, so I go and I do the qualifier for the U.S. Open in Palm Springs, and nothing really to show there. Just whatever, play all right. I don't make it to. This
is my first time to California because I'm like, oh my gosh, we got married, and you're taking me all over the country.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we did not
car,
fly.
Baby. We're driving from South Carolina
we did not
California.
fly anywhere. My mom was terrified of flying, so we just did not. We drove everywhere, and that was pretty much always along the East Coast. So heading out to the West Coast, living in the West Coast was like, wow. You out to Seattle. You had never been
west of Ohio, of Indiana until we got married.
Yeah. So always going out to Seattle.
I wonder how many people that is.
I don't know. We're well traveled among.
I saw a thing this morning that said 50% of the population in the United States lives east of Texas, and
east of Texas.
20%, and then 20.
It's so spread out once you get past Texas.
No. Wait, I'm dating. Sorry. 80% of the population lives east of Texas.
I can see that.
The other 20% west of Texas, where 12% is in California and Seattle and Bend. So like the whole middle section, which is only 8%, which is a massive chunk, has like no people in it.
Just so
which is where we want to retire.
Yeah.
Right. In the mountains and fish and golf.
Yeah.
And eat, drink wine.
Yeah.
And chill. We're gonna make some epic dinners.
Yeah.
So
a couple years down the road,
we go to Newport. We go back to Arizona. Eddie says, "Hey, come chill out with me in Newport Beach. It's gonna be amazing.
Hang with them for 4th of July. I think you guys go surfing."
Yes, I learned how to surf that week.
You guys go surfing, and we stay with him at we hang with his family at their house in Tustin. Then his grandma has a house like right on the beach, like 1 block back from the beach. Nan or Nanny. I mean, we were her grandkids that weekend too. Yeah. She was the best.
It was amazing.
The whole McGlasson family. They are great people. He took us right in.
Yep, runs a great church out there called run through Vineyard. So that's kind of where I think we started to learn about. Started to learn about the Vineyard churches.
Yep.
Just a non-denominational Christian church, but just an amazing trip out there. And we're kind of sitting in the summer of this first year of playing and kind of starting to figure out. But then as we continue to go, I think as we kind of go into our next episode, we start to talk about the bad omen of Q school. and what Q School would bring out.
Terrible.
Just in health.
Scary. But we're also now back in Arizona. Why were we back in Arizona that summer?
I don't know.
We would have, every other year, we were out of Arizona from
April
to October. So did we head back out somewhere after that?
Yeah. I mean, I went back out on the road in July. Probably just drove west and then drove back east.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that gives us this episode of Tour Life. We'll be back. Thank you so much for tuning in to Stock Shot Secrets. If you like it, be sure to subscribe. Send it to your friend. Anybody who likes it, thinks it's funny. We love you guys. Thanks for being roomies, and we'll see you back here. Hey, thank you so much for listening to the latest episode of Stock Shot Secrets. I would love to invite you to Columbus to come see me and hang out with me and build a personalized plan for you and your game. If you would want more information about building your personalized plan and coming to Columbus and hanging out, just email us at info@thegolfroom.com and we will get back to you and set your visit for an epic red carpet experience at TGR in Columbus, Ohio.